Greetings, people of the sky, and welcome to event stream. It is Battle of Tactics 4 time. I wish you a good weekend. There are so many people already in the chat. I'm excited. I hope you are also excited for some nice replays. Let me know if I have to adjust some audio. Just type in if something is loud or too low in volume. For your planning of this evening, this stream will be recorded and uploaded to YouTube. You can plan with around 70 minutes, a bit more than an hour. We'll watch it 6 replays. There are 3 quizzes, no break in the middle, and all prizes will be sent out this evening or tomorrow morning. And the replays will also be available in the forum after the stream. Nice. So let's jump into it. What is Battle of Tactics? Battle of Tactics number 4 was going on the map called Soul Tree, but it was a community map with some adjustments. You will see what I mean in a second. We're playing on advanced difficulty. The interesting part, you are only allowed to play with Twilight cards. I'm not talking about Twilight Edition, I'm talking about the Fire Nature cards. You're not allowed to play flying units, there are 2 in that roster. And you can only play every affinity once. Only one affinity, that's the right phrasing. So if you have a fire and a nature affinity, you can only have 1 in your deck. And that is the difficult part. You can only play your card once. So you cannot have play out 2 units. You have to use the ability to switch. How to rank the players is a good question for an event like this. We have 3 rankings. We have the main ranking, which is the usual who beats the map the fastest. So yeah, nothing new here. We also have a secondary ranking. I called it the timestamp ranking. Maybe I should got more creative at this department. Well, it's about finishing a certain map, a certain section of the map very fast. Like, the first stamp is from the beginning of the map till Viridia casts her spell. The second stamp is from that spell cast till she moves to the Soul Tree. Then from that move to the Soul Tree till the arrival at the Soul Tree. And then from that stamp of the arrival till the end of the map. And the last ranking, we have style points. Style points for the person who played the map with the lowest action counts. It's a running thing since the first Battle of Tactics, and I'm happy to have that ranking back here in Battle of Tactics 4. And boosters for the one who summoned most units and did the least transformation of the units, and the most transformation and least summons. So, what was there to win? To be honest, quite a lot. We had so many prizes. Let's start with the prizes from the Skylar's Reborn team, which are a total of 40 boosters, general boosters, and additional 60 Twilight boosters. Already this is quite a lot, but Capo sent it over a promo Juggernaut. Arabica sent it a promo Construct. We also got from an anonymous person a Green Forest Elder. Hauclir throwed in 6 cards. Kyrie an additional 8 cards out of the fire pool. I throwed in even more cards, a lot of the girls, because these were for the stamp ranking. And for the random draw, every Twilight card which is currently in the game. So, yeah, I think everyone will get here something. That's quite the nice pool, I think. But wait, there is more. We also have 3 quizzes today, and you can win a Spitfire, a Harvester, or a Promo Grinder. So be ready for that quiz question. Big thank you to Banana Hobbit for that Promo Grinder. That is no mine. That is from one of our fellow Skylords here. I throwed also in... someone throwed also in second places. So if you're not getting the Promo Grinder, you can also have as a second prize the Rage Flame, the Overlord, or the Trottega. So enough talking, I guess. Let's start with the ranking. We had 19 players in the event. And yeah, I think it's time to fill the table here. Let's kick things off with a replay of Codlbodl. Jumping over into Battleforge. And here we are on the Soul Tree. We are already starting to move. For people who are not have played in the event, I will guide you through with about changes. The only important change is you are starting here already on tier 2. So as you can see, we have here the Fire Orb and here an Unchosen one. As soon as he is summoning the first Twilight unit, this will be switched into a Nature Orb. You already have the defenders on the wall. Let's speed things up. And yeah, here's the first unit, the Twilight Brute and the Slaver. We now will see 6 replays with different strategy, but some in the total scheme of things were similar. Like the lower ranking people had a strategy with summoning a lot of units to kill out the first wave here. Like here, the first 2 units, and then later more will jump into the mix. Now we see something interesting, because this wave, which will now attack, is focusing only your orb. So if you place your units in their way, you can body block them. They will move slower and ignore your units. Already one of the strategies people figured out in this event, and now we already have 4 Twilight units here on the field. The tier 2 of Twilight only has, I think, 5 units you can summon. We will probably see the 5th one in a second. As soon as you kill this wave, the last wave will attack, and that's the wave which will be frozen by Viridia. And let's wait to what we see. And now the freeze. Now we also have the 5th unit from the Twilight tier 2, which is the Wildblood. And now with a maximum of the units, we already see the first switch. That was the minions, which do an attack buff on nearby units. Now with double Wildblood, going ham on the units. Another switch here for even more damage. He switched one of the Wildbloods to a Slaver. The Wildblood, when you switch it, will make an explosion, dealing AoE damage. Falling back to not lose their units. And the archers doing their job too. Now falling even back for some healing here. And that is the frozen units cleared. Viridia now starts to walk to the Soul Tree, and he is moving over to support. That's something like every player, or a lot of players, did with the support of the archers. I mean, there are 3 units. Let's use them to support Viridia. In the meantime, going tier 3, and we already see the first tier 3 unit, which is the Night Shot Plant. It's a rework from the Skylords Reborn team, and I think it's the perfect fit for this event. It's a tier 3 unit, which is an L counter. Here are a lot of L counters, very helpful. Sadly, these guys here deal a lot of damage even against XL units, so you have to be a bit careful. But with the perfect timed freeze here, and even the 3 Fiend as a tier 3 unit, going ham on the units, and now getting Viridia transformed to kill the units. Now double Nightmare Plant. They will tank the attack of Viridia. And he's already on the move back. This is the tier 4 orb now. Let's see how he is going to clear this camp over there. First, some healing. We can already check out. Yeah, these guys can tank this easily. And let's see. We see the Evil Eye. Evil Eye also on Skyless Reborn card. Ranged unit dealing rage damage. The longer the unit attacks, the more damage it deals. And as you can see, the explosion damage. Very handy, very handy. Placing now a tower here. It's the bombardment with the insane range. So we can expect that helping against the wave. Yeah, with a little eye. Explosions. Transformation into the Night Shot plant. It's quite cheap to transform in this unit. It's one of the special abilities of that unit. And now the big wave is coming to attack. He has to be careful. They are not to underestimate. But with the support from the artillery here, dealing with the most large units, only small units left here. You also have some of the archers here to support, but not all of them, since if too many die, the map will end. You already lost one. Now placing the Twilight Pestilence, I think is the spell. Sorry, I should have checked that before. Which is doing healing of Twilight units and damage for the enemies. Now it's just cleaning up here of that camp. Getting a Colossus. That was a summoned Colossus and not a switch Colossus. Abomination, sorry. And yeah, the camp almost done. We have 300 energy to build up the tier 5 for Moon. Now he only has to defend against this wave of monsters, like Moon called it in the chat. And now it's Moon's time to finish the map off. GG's, Codlbodl. That was a very nice run. You already can see some of the strategy who makes that run work also for other players. So, let's update the ranking. As you can see, we are already jumping to place number 15. And these first 5 players had the highest summon count. As you can see, Codlbodl with 11. We have also some players with 12 summoned units. Most players did more of the transformation and not for that. So very interesting, very interesting. I go over the map a bit here. We flow over the map a bit, and there were 4 Easter eggs. Maybe you have spotted them already in the Discord, or you might have seen it now. So let me show you the Easter eggs. You might have seen the gold chest in the at the tree. These are a bit changed. Normally they're not 4 gold chests. Also, normally on the map you have the random Stonekin unit, which is now not a Stonekin unit anymore. It's now a Lost Soul unit. We have the switch of the Tree Fiends, the trees against the Muller. And last but not least, I learned from the map department, if you make a map, you have to place something somewhere which mark it's your map. So I did this at the wall. But enough talk. I think we are here for replays. So next in line is MephistoRoss. Let's jump over. Again, welcome on the sultry Viridia spawning, and we will get here the first attack in the top. How is his plan? We are not seeing any summons here at the moment. No units, nothing. He is doing the defense only with the archers for the first wave and collecting energy. Now some units coming in. And again, we see standing in front of the units and doing some body blocking here to get a lot of damage here on these units before they even can reach the orb. Common strategy, clever move, clever move. Next is the wave which will be frozen. Let's see what the plan is here. Kiting them, splitting them even a bit. So we have some frozen units and some units now here fighting against the army. And we see something new, and it's a tower. The infected tower. Don't underestimate towers. They are powerhouses. They deal quite a lot of damage. And as you can see, there are so many units here to kill. He will pay off quite fast. Summoning in the last units you can, but as you can see, they're quite low on HP. The crawlers, the minions, and the brute. So he might want to have a healing break here for these units, or go away from that enemy Twilight Slayer. The explosion can hurt quite a lot. And now, already a nice, interesting thing to do. Ignoring the rest of the unit, and the tower is dealing with them. In the meantime, getting the move over here to support Viridia. I mean, he is here with his whole army before Viridia even starts moving. He's not doing a lot of attack here. He is using the time to heal his units. And now doing the support. We already see a new unit in the mix, which is the Twilight Hack. And using that ability of hers, you might wonder why using that. Units in her range cannot attack. Sadly, a bit to the right. Normally, I think he would aim to have this unit also in the range. Going ham on more units. Next unit he used is the Twilight Creeper. More damage on the last 3 units. He lost already one of the snowmen, so has to be a bit careful. Getting the tier, the power well and the tier 4 up. And now doing the defense with the creeper and the minions. If you have small units, you can pray to the Skylords that Viridia is doing the correct splitting of the unit, like this. And sadly, it didn't work out. So now that's the fallback for the Creeper. In the meantime, we see now the army running into the last camp. We don't see an eye, but we see the abomination here. The hack and the archers doing the range units. And now Twilight Pestilence, and this is a nice damage spell. Look at this. Killing these units so fast. Not even the evil eye could do this that fast. So the Twilight spell on tier 4, very helpful in cleaning up big camps. Now ignoring the left part of the camp, running over with the Colossus. And building up the power well, probably because he cannot build that orb if this tower is still around. Tier 5 is going up. Units are dying. That's not too bad. And that's also the end of the map as soon as Moon is doing her spell. Like now. GG. Very nice run here, MephistoRoss. That was interesting. And you know why this was especially interesting? Did you notice something what MephistoRoss did, or better said, what he did not? It was, he didn't do a single switch. As you can see, he summoned 10 units, but did no transformation at all. Correct, Sif. That was an interesting strategy. I was not aware that you can even do this. I mean, the whole event was about switching, and he figured out a strategy how to ignore the whole event idea. I think that was very nice. Very cool idea. So, what is it time? Oh, Dachi is joining. Dachi joining means it is quiz time. So I hope you are ready to win a Spitfire or for second place a Octochicken. I realized that my head is directly over the stuff. Yeah, we'll fix that later. So let's explain how quizzes work. I will ask a question. Maybe wait till I finish my sentence before you send in your guesses. Maybe I share some more information. I will draw a line, and you can send in your guesses between the first line and the second line. If you are the first, and if two people answering the same question, the first player will get the win, and the second player, of course, the second place. If you're not hitting the number correctly, which is quite likely, the closest one wins. Okay, so like I said, the key of that event was the transformation. And I want to know from you guys how many transformation were be used in this event total over all 19 players, over all 19 runs. So maybe we can adjust this, maybe overall 18 runs, since we already saw one run which did 0 transformations. We're getting in numbers. Okay, ranging from around 100 up to around 200. 69, nice. That's my chance to have something to drink. Okay, I think everyone had the chance to send in, I guess. We will close the guessing in 3, 2, 1. And now look at the answers. Maybe let's share some more information before I tell you the answer. First of all, interesting enough, the most target transformation was the Twilight Slayers. So the new card from this Reborn edition. The second most used was the Evil Eye. And the most used target, sorry, I misspelled there. The third place was the Slayer. The second was the Evil Eye. And the most used transformation target was the Wild Blood. And the total amount of transformation in this event was 142. Let me scroll up. I think MephistoRoss with 151 is quite close. Yes, indeed. So MephistoRoss getting the first place Let me note that down. And the second place... Now it's getting harder. $120... I think the 120 is the closest, right? Yes. So Dolovan is getting the tortoise gun. So, enough quiz. We are here for replays. Replays like the one from SifTheChief. I think, yeah, I saw you already in the chat, so let's see what you did here. The start is per usual. The Rydia is doing the talking. The interesting part is starting here. What is the first unit? The Wildblood. We are not seeing the Wildblood move at the moment. The archers are doing the damage. Now the Wildblood is helping out. Falling back again. And now the new strategy begins. You saw a short blink of an eye. Blink here. That was a transformation from the Wildblood into the Wildblood, triggering the ability of the Wildblood with the ranged attack with the explosion on the ground. And now Wildblood is still standing here at the front of the army, again doing a transformation from Wildblood into Wildblood. And you can already see the ability kicking off. And another transformation from Wildblood into Wildblood. Dealing more damage on the units, and now the freeze is kicking in. And this was crucial to have these three transformations in the beginning, because now the units are frozen and taking half damage. So now that explosion here is not being that effective than the ones before. Still, the Wildblood is running around doing more transformations. As soon as he has the ability back up and he has the energy for the transformation, we see a switch and dealing more damage on these units. The last units remaining, not using the ability anymore. That's not worth it. You have to budget a bit with your energy here. And now, very solid clear in around 4 minutes. Viridia is now starting the walk. He is taking the tier 3. Let's see what the strategy for the way up to the soul tree was. We see the Wildblood going in, doing the transformation into a Night Shard plant. Transformation at this point here to damage the frozen units a bit. And now the big L counter helping Viridia clear that way. Also, we see again the Lyrish Defender, the Snowmans, supporting both units with the range attack. Going a bit in front of Viridia here to kill the next unit. Now the unit is quite low in HP, and that was what I said before. Even these are only, in brackets, L counters. They have so much damage with 1650. Losing now that unit, but having already the units, the crawler, run over there to build tier 4. So this is quite an early tier 4 for all runs here. To get this tier 4 before clearing the other units was a strategy which was not used a lot in that event. Already more strategies to enjoy. Placing now the units here near Viridia that they can get the heal of the soul tree. Probably can also heal at the monument. In the meantime, we already see the first unit, the first tier 4 unit. It is the return of the Evil Eye. Now moving in as soon as the units are out of the way. and killing towers, killing the range units with 2 shots. And now we have here Viridia going ham on the staff. That means this is now the hour for the creepers here. Crawlers, sorry. And as you can see again, we see now the splitting of the units. Let's check out what is going on here at the meantime. The Evil Eye is now supported by Abomination. That one gets paralyzed. Now we also see the big damage spell from the Twilight repertoire. Killing the units quite nicely with 2 XL units, having 2 of the Lyrish Defenders here as support. Only 2 because he already lost 1. So 1 addition, using 3 means, well, a reset. And while they are clearing the rest of that camp, you can here see the splitting, the squad mechanics. Viridia is doing damage on them, but nothing happens to the health bar. Yeah, squad mechanics. Now the Evil Eye is ready to build the tier 4 5, but no energy. Now we have the energy. Tier 5 is going up. For whatever reason, sometimes the Muller decides to not move, and Moon now appears and instantly disables Viridia with the tier 5 orb. GG, very, very nice run here. So that was a very nice 6th place by SifTheChief. And you already see some colors in the columns. And these are the winner or 2nd or 3rd place for the stamp rankings. And you can already see that Anske and Sif did have the same time on the stamp number 4. Which is, well, something I didn't know. But you cannot go faster than 3 minutes, 10 seconds, and 6 milliseconds. So we will have multiple winners there. We all learned something new, I guess. Yeah. Sif had a very, very close race here with Donovan. And this is not only for these twos. If you check the times, you find a lot of players having close battles with other ones. And as you can see, for example, here with these 2 guys, the 9 seconds in the stamp ranking numbers 4 was not enough in comparison like the 13 seconds in the stamp ranking 2. So everyone has his nice idea for which stamp they can optimize, where they can find some more minutes, seconds to grind out. So the next is the replay of Hauclir, which is the 3rd place of this battle of tactics. Congratulations! You have perfect timing now joining the chat for your own run. Awesome! So let's see what the strategy was. Again, Viridia spawning in. As soon as you have tier 2, you can start something. And this is something we saw 2 replays ago, the tower, but not waiting for later. Summoning the tower as soon as possible to have now here damage on the units. You have to be a bit careful, since the explosion and the units can deal a lot of damage here. Losing the tower will probably be an instant reset. We have now here the fire minions. You remember, if you transform them, you get an attack bonus here. And yeah, here's the attack bonus. We also see the white blood. We already know what the white blood is doing. The nice thing, we see here the red minions, which are dealing a bonus damage for small units. Only small units, but it's bigger. Normally it's 30%, and now we have 65%. So he is especially buffing only the archers here for that wave. Now, the wave which will be frozen is coming over. And we see again the Wild Blood combination using the explosion. And look at this range of this tower, supporting from this distance here, already dealing damage on the units, where other players still were waiting and only doing the Wild Blood or the archers. So already small optimization. We only see 2 explosions of the Wild Blood during the unfrozen state. So that is probably a bit optimizing here. And now it's time to going ham on the units. And the same strategy here, transforming your Wild Blood into a Wild Blood. And again, till you have all units killed. Focusing the last unit. And now going to support Viridia, taking the tier 3 as all other players too. Let's see what the strategy is here. We see a bug, we see a Twilight Creeper and the Wild Blood also for the help. Wild Blood transforming into a Night Shot plant. We saw that before. Quite the damage dealer, the L counter is quite helpful. Same goes for the Twilight Creeper, which is also an L counter. But sadly it's an L unit, and all these units, all the Stonekin units here are L counters as well. So yeah, quite squishy against these units, and already dying now. Night Shot plant just barely surviving here with 240 HP. Taking the tier 4 instantly. And new change of strategy. The Twilight Defenders here, Twilight Defenders, the Lighters Defenders camping at that orb. In the meantime, 2 tier 2 units were we summoned. These units are now getting swapped into an Evil Eye. We can already see something here up there. That is now Viridia casting her spells. Evil Eye approaching the next region. Double Evil Eye. And with that explosion of the Evil Eye, dealing so much AoE damage, killing that unit without even the spell, which we saw in the runs before. In the meantime, you can see the splitting of the units is not working as good as he was hoping for, but he is allowed to lose 3 of these defenders, so he has now 2 more chances to get it work. Evil Eyes on the march to get the tier 5. Has to be careful, that one looks quite low at HP. Getting out of range. Killing the tower, building tier 5. So it's now just a waiting game till Moon arrives and till the defenders die. Oh, nice swap. Just in time. Healing them back up. Oh, swapping again. Wild Blood going in to, to tank. And nice timing. Viridia gets now banished by Moon as soon as the timer ticks over. GG. That was a very nice nice run. Very deserved 3rd place. Congratulations. So this is now the new ranking here. Only 2 places are left. You already see more people getting the gold in the last corner. I also decided to give Hauclir the gold rank there too. There was only one tick of the game higher, so he has a 3 minutes 10 seconds and 7, but maybe that's also on my tool, so you will get this too. Before we jump over to the last 2 replays, I think we can send off a new booster. It's a new quiz. So get yourself ready to send in your guesses. If you're around for Battle of Tactics, for the first Battle of Tactics, you know the first one was your action counts. And now I'm a big fan of actions. To make it short, an action is every time you click. You move a unit, you have an attack command, you switch a unit. Every time you make an action which will be saved in the replay file. And the question is, how much actions will be used in the event total? So over all 19 runs, how many of them instant submission of Octochicken? We have here also from Radical. You already saw the ranking. You can have some guessing here, I guess, for the numbers. Big ranges here from around 4,000 up to 6,000. Yeah, I think it's quite hard to have here a good guess, like no idea. If you have asked me, I would think like every run around maybe 300 question mark. Okay, let me have a sip. So, then, let me draw the line in 3, 2, 1. It's over. Before I tell you the answer, let me show something. That was what I was expecting. We have runs between 8 and 23 minutes. And we have actions and something like a linear chart here. And if you have a look here, that works for the most player, I guess. Most players were around that region. We have some with lower actions, already saying here, congratulations to Popochu, who did the lowest action count run. That was a nice one. And we have some interesting numbers up there, like someone doing a lot of clicks and being fast, like having a lot of clicks, like 57 a minute, like every second one click. So we will check out this run after the quiz. What was that run about? But I have to send in your answer, and the correct answer is 5,193. So let me scroll up. This is not difficult to figure out. So we have 5,300, which is close. Yeah, the 5,320. Ladino Biel? I think you got the first place there. Can you send me your in-game name in the chat so I can send you the harvester over? In the meantime, let me see which was the second one. Carofax, sadly you were behind the line, so your number is not in there, else you would get the second place. Let me see. Oh, that's quite hard. Hauclir with 3.8. I think Sif, your number is the next closest, right? Oh no, it's a 4,000. Sorry. 4,000? Yeah. Oh, it is. Help me. Timmy is? Let me scroll to Timmy. Oh yeah, Timmy. Awesome. So, I think I somewhere have your in-game name, Timmy. Yes, I have noted that down. So you will get some nice shadow cards. And now we are getting into the last two players. We are now checking out replay for the place number 2. Are you excited? It is the run of RadicalX. Second place for the Battle of Tactics 4. Let's see what RadicalX did there. Standard starting, Viridia spawning. First action probably going on over here. Let me fast this up. And instant taking the power wells. And now Wild Blood is coming in. Not doing something for the first one here. For the first wave, only letting the archers do the trick. But what you might have missed, these are only 5 archers. Look at this thing over here. There is one archer dancing around in the back of the game, pulling these units over there. Some tower shots, some shots from the archer, and then again pulling them. In the meantime, getting units here, doing the transformation already on this wave to kill that wave as fast as possible so the next wave can spawn in faster. And still keeping up this dance over there. And I think that is already the moment you can expect why he has more action than the average player. Not because he was doing something fancy with clicking 100 times unnecessary, because he was doing a lot of stuff simultaneously. Running in with the Wild Blood, doing the transformation, doing another transformation as early as possible to kill these units before they get frozen. Has to be careful now using the Twilight spell. So before the unit dies, kill the unit yourself, get a bug, which is an M counter, to support the attack here, summoning the Twilight minions in for more damage. Keep in mind, still dancing around back over there while doing all the stuff on the right side here. Twilight minions now out of the days, probably will now get switched. Yes, switched into a Wild Blood. Use the minions who are buffing the small units here with a 65%. Since there are 6 units of them on only 1 M unit here, makes a good reasoning for this. Instant switching again, the Wild Blood over there. And now last units down at 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Very nice run. These guys are nearly dead in the meantime. So multitasking, chapeau. That was already killing the first 2 units before Rydia even is around there. Getting now tier 3. Let's see what the strategy is to get up to the soul tree. We see again the L counter crawler. We also see here the hack again. Viridia is attacking again the next unit. We see the archers, and now all the units are going in to attack the last remaining 5 units. Switching the unit here, the Wild Blood, for the damage, and now using the ability of the hack. And you can see this is quite helpful. All these units are not attacking anything now. Using the ability of the mutating maniac for even more damage here on the last unit. And with that, this unit is going down. A lot of units of his died. But this is now the moment where you got your tier 4. Keep in mind this Twilight bug over there. it's unable to transform. So if you think why he's not switching into something, because this unit is unable to do this. We now see tier 2 units spawning in. 2 not summon the XL, the tier 4 units directly, just using the transformation, because transformation is cheaper than summoning the units. We saw this in other runs too, so multiple people came up with that idea. We also see here the units around the soul tree, and he is using something I was not aware. If your units are around the gold chest is also tanking a bit of the damage. Was not aware of this. In the meantime, we saw the Twilight spell, tier 4 spell, to kill the big bulk of the units, the S units, and now the Evil Eye cleaning up the rest with the explosions. Moving over to be in range of the tier 4. Only now have to kill the tower. As soon as the tower is up, as the tower is down, the orb goes up, and now it's only countdown 30 seconds till the map end. You just have to be careful with his units here. Now having them dancing around so they are not dying. He lost 1 in the whole game, so happens. Moon is casting in. The Mullers are attacking here the last building, summoning a building for safety reasons, but Moon is doing her job and finishing off Viridia. Congratulations, RadicalX, for this awesome run. And with that, we only have 1 replay left for this evening. And this is, of course, the first place of Battle of Tactics 4. We are 1. Before we jump over, look at this ranking. It's getting closer and closer. We have that 522 action from RadicalX. That was insane micromanagement, insane multitasking, and a very nice strategy with the Twilight hack at the Stonekin camp. So, I guess it's time for the first place. Some already figured it out in the chat. That is Octochicken. Let's look how the strategy of the first place went. The beginning, as per usual, waiting a bit here. I was a bit confused why people not building that power well earlier, but I realized then that you don't have the energy, because you only get the energy to build something as soon as you have the archers. And now we see the run. Already, Wildblood going in, supporting the archers. Falling back, placing the tower. So we see the return of the tower. The archers now doing the body block again. Wildblood running in transformation to kill the units as fast as possible. Ooh, that was a lot of damage. Falling back for some healing for the Wildblood. And now it's getting interesting. You see, he's not running into the wave. He's waiting till the wave is around his units. And starting now with the switching of the Wildblood for the area damage here. So not utilizing the not frozen units. Going ham on the units, more transformation, being careful to probably not lose that, switching into a Slayer. That Slayer dies, and that Slayer dealing damage when he dies. So also interesting strategy if you know you don't need the unit anymore, and he will die either way. Switch into a unit which can deal damage when he is dead. Viridia starting her walk to the soul tree, building tier 3 and having again the minions as a starting point for more transformation. The minions again doing a buff for the units. Sadly, he was out of range, so the nice buff was sadly not used by these archers. More could be an optimization, maybe a misclick in this run. Having now the Night Shot plant and the next L counter here to deal. Ah, okay. Was a buff for this. Okay, yeah, I missaw that. Thank you, chat. Dealing more damage on the units here with the Night Shot plant. All that names. Also, mutating maniac is coming in. And now with 3 units, only 3 of the enemy left. Night Shot plant has still a lot of HP. The other 2 have quite the problem with the L counters here. And with that, Viridia is at the top of the tree. Night Shot plant still with a lot of HP. Getting ready to take tier 5. Tier 4, sorry. Tier 4. Tier 4, Night Shot plant getting the power into the void. And again, we see the Irish defender chilling here at the top, probably to absorb the damage. He is now doing a nice stacking of the units. In the meantime, we see the tier 2 unit and tier 3 unit. It's the return of the hack. Transformation into the Evil Eye. Common strategy as we have seen before. Now Evil Eye attacking here. And the hack is activating her ability, and all units now standing still for the Evil Eye to kill them. A very nice strategy. Keep in mind that is not endless, so we have only a certain time we can do this. But he was focusing the L unit, which is dealing the XL damage and doing the paralyzation, which is quite annoying against, well, if you only have 2 units. Now moving in with the Twilight hack to attack this L unit, so he will paralyze her and not the Evil Eye, the big damage dealer here. Killing the rest of the camp with the Evil Eye. In the meantime, you see the defense with the defenders here against Viridia's attacks. They got thrown around, but not dying. You still have all 6 alive. Only the tower left. 300 are already ready to build the tier 5. Tier 5 is starting to build up. And now it's only waiting the 30 seconds of the orb. And now he has also nice placement of the units, though they don't die. The moon arrives. The molars are damaging some buildings, but in time, moon casts her spell. Viridia gets banished, and Octochicken winning Battle of Tactics 4. We are one. Congratulations. Very nice run, but also very nice run to everyone on the board. That was so many cool strategy. And as you can see, maybe from the runs of Octochicken and RadicalX, they only have 3 seconds between their run, which is insane. But checking out some stamps, like the second stamp, that was the stamp with the frozen units, their Octochicken did like around 20, or more like 15 seconds faster. Like, that was a big jump over there. So his strategy for stamp number 2 was surely one of the best, and by far one of the best. And the stamp number 3, that was the walk of the soul tree, the dancing with the archers of RadicalX, paid off, giving him a big jump in the third stamp. There are also not only these rankings, there are also some special rankings, as I said in the beginning. We have the winner of the actions, the lowest action counts, Popochu. Congratulations to you. Bono Bobo is the winner of the new star, the fastest player with a below or equal level 10 PvE rank. A total of 5 below or equal level 10 players joined the event. And I want to give a big shout out to Logan On. He is maybe the last place, but he was still managing to finish this event. I mean, the rules, the cards you needed, the strategy, this was a hard event. And he has participated and he finished the event, and I'm very proud of him. That was awesome that he took that challenge. You also see some weird numbers, namings in the right. There was the style ranking for the most units and least transformation, which go to Little Darky, and the most transformation and least units for Logan On. But I decided to make a double of this and made a least units most transformation, which go to Dolovan, only using 4 units but having 11 transformation, and the run from MephistoRoss getting the least transformation with 0 and the most units. So, yeah. Well, we are at the event, but not at the end of the event, but not at the end of the stream. There's one thing missing. I think there is someone in need of a promo grinder, right? So, last quiz time. Now it's getting interesting. Let's see. Let me finish my sentence, because it's a bit special question. As you know, I'm a big fan of the color question, like which was the most casted color unit or the most built orbs, but this is not working in this event. So I decided to have a special question. And this time we are not talking about orbs build, we are talking about affinities. And the question where I look for the answer is, what is the most picked affinity color and how much percentage of them in total? Keep in mind, I'm only looking for plate units, not transformation, only plate units. If you are not knowing which affinities are around, this is a chart of the affinities, and you can now send in your color and your percentage number, something like purple 29. Or yes, you got it. You got it. I see a lot of fire fans here already. Green is coming in. Fire, red, green, red. Yes. Keep them going. Keep them going. I can have my sip again. Looking good, looking good. I think everyone had a chance. Everyone had a chance. So let's finish the quiz in 3, 2, 1. It's over. Before I tell you the answer, I want to show you some numbers here. These are the used affinities and how often. And there are some interesting things, like no one decided to play the Will Zapper. I think that's sad. Only one player decided to play the Flash Bender, which is also sad. But in total, 18 out of 19 players decided to play the Wild Blood. So that's interesting as well. Enough of numbers, time for colors. And the correct answer for the last quiz of Battle of Tactics 4 is fire with 41. So I have a 42, I have a 40, I have a 41 by Carofax. Carofax taking home the promo grinder. And now the second place is the person who is the closest and the first one, which is Octochicken. No, that was green, sorry. We are looking for fire. We have fire 40. Yeah, fire 40 by MephistoRoss, but sadly you already took something home. So we are looking to the next one. So it is Timmy who also took something home. What? Okay. Now it's getting complicated. Let me scroll up again. Casca with fire 40. Yeah, I see that correctly. So, Casca, you are getting the second card, which is the Rage Flame. Congratulations, your in-game name is the same, right? Yes, I think so. Yes, and with that, people, we are at the end of the stream. I want to thank everyone who joined in the event. I do this for you, and I hope you all had fun for Battle of Tactics number 4. I wish you all a wonderful weekend. Play some Battleforge, and hope to see you all in the next event. And yeah, see you in the Forge. Till then.